All right, we're on lesson 5.6. We're going to do something called mean, mode, and median. Have anybody heard of this before? I've got one person who has. Anybody else have seen this before? Okay.
And I don't like it very much.
Okay, Zeb has done it before. Anybody else? Brand new for most of you then. Okay, well, let's get going. So all three of those are what we call measures of central tendency. The word central means the center, okay? And it's a form of statistics. And statistics is a branch of mathematics that helps organize numbers called data so that we can make conclusions from that information. And so those three, which the first one we're going to start off with is the mean. There are times when we want to know the center, the middle of all that data. So you guys have seen this symbol when you were doing probably some of you at least, when you were doing your flashcards. This is the geometric mean, not the geometric mean, just the mean, which is the easiest thing is the average. And to find the average, you add them all up and divide by how many there are. And I think that most of you have done an average before. The second one is called the median. And if you've ever driven down a road and there is a grassy area or a concrete area between the two lanes, that is called a median. And the median just means middle. And the symbol for that is this MED. You won't see these. You won't really see these in your textbook. They're going to say mean, mode, and median, but you'll get to see those. And the way we calculate the median is we arrange them in order, and then we find the middle. It is very, very important that you do not skip the arrange to the middle. Arrange in order, though, because you have to be in order by the either largest to smallest or smartest to largest. In order from, probably it'd be best from least to greatest, but you can do it in either direction, and then you find your middle. The last is called the mode, and this is the easiest. Its symbol is just the capital letter M, and this you just look through the numbers and find the number that happens to be represented the most number of times. So we're going to do an example. Get your calculators out. You don't have to use your calculator, but we're doing this one together. I want you to pay attention because there are certain ways I want you to show your work, because I'm going to let you do your calculators on some of this where you don't have to show me how you got the answer. But there is something you need to make sure you write down. So here's the problem. Find the mean, median, and mode of these numbers: 6, 3, 4, 6, 2, 5, 10, and 7. To find the mean, I want you to use your calculator. I don't mind. This isn't an addition exercise for you to practice your addition. If you want to exercise your mind in that way, please do. But I am not requiring you to practice your addition because I believe you know how to do that part. So if you want to get out your calculators and add 6, 3, 4, 6, 2, 5, 10, and 7, but you must, for your work, write down the sum of all that or the total of all those. Please give me an indication by saying I'm done when you've got the sum of those.
Done.
I've got Zeb who's got a sum. You gonna do that?
I'm done.
All right. So I got 2 people who are done.
I'm done.
Okay. 3 people who are done. 4 people who are done. I got 1 more. Raise. Asa, what did you get?
I got 3.
Got 43.
I got 43.
43.
I got 43.
All right. We're gonna go with 43. Okay.
What's the mode mean again?
Oh, we'll go with that one in just a minute, but I'll just briefly say it rhymes with most. Mode, most. And we'll do that one together in just a second. Okay, so you, in your work, I am not asking you on the side to add these up, write 6 and 3 and 4 and write it all out. You can do that on your calculator, but you must write down your sum that you found on your calculator. That way, if you miss the problem, I can diagnose, well, at least they have the sum right. Now, what we do to find the mean is it's just the average. We take 43 and we divide that by the number that there are. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And we divide that by 8, and that will be our answer. They should tell you somewhere in the problem how many decimals to give. Let me see if they tell us this.
Typically, you round to the nearest tenth.
Let's see. Let me see what they tell you.
You get 5.40.
Yep, it says right here, and it says round to the 10th. That's 1 decimal place. What did you get, Zeb?
I got 5.40.
Okay, so the 10th means 5.40. And so you'll
That's what I got.
Okay, and so since it was a 0 right there, that keeps the 4 as is. So we just keep 5.40. All right. So the only thing I need you to write down for the mean, when you're calculating the mean, I need you to write down these 2 things plus the answer. Many of you want to have a concise way of doing this. Now the median's probably the longest. We have to arrange this in order. So I'm going to start with the smallest number, which is 2. The next one is 3 and 4. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Then I'm doing 5 and 6 because I'm just taking these numbers here. 2 was the lowest, 3 was next, 4 was next, 5 was next. I must list 6 twice because it's listed there twice. Then I have 7 is the next one, and 10. I have to list them in order. I'm going to find the middle. And I just do this. I just come in here, and I say, come towards the center, and 6 is my center number. So 6 is my median. That is the middle when I arrange them in order.
Gary, how come it's not 5?
5.5.
Because
I didn't draw my thing right.
4
Thank
would be
you.
the middle of 8, wouldn't it?
You're right. Just let's do that again. I didn't draw very carefully. I went here and 4 and 6, and now I have 2 of them. All right. When I have 2 of them, you're right. Thank you, Ben, for checking that.
5.5.
I have to
average them.
That's correct. You add them together and divide by 2. You take the average. So
okay, 5.5.
Yes.
5.5.
So because the adding together is 11 divided by 2 will be 5.5. Very good. I need to find the center. Thank you, Ben. Let's move, unless there's any questions how I got the median. I want to stop and pause here. The mode rhymes with the word most. So we look in that data and we say
6 because it has 2 6s in it.
yes. You look and see which one is listed most often. There's 2 6s. Every one of them only has one of them. So the mode is 6. Likely, not always, it's likely that these 3 numbers are close to each other, but not always. And that kind of helps us know the middle of all these numbers is somewhere in the 5 range. Average is used the most for this.
What if there's only every number is only listed once?
That is a good question, Ben. Let's pretend that this was like this. There was let's get my eraser, and there was like this. Then there would
Don't
be.
you put no mode?
That's exactly right, Zeb. You'd say no mode. Let's do another scenario. Let's say that there was a 6 and another 7. Then we would have 2 modes, a 6 and a 7. So you can have multiple modes and you can have no mode at all. Thank you for asking that question, Ben. Move on to the next thing, which I believe it's in your textbook. Open up your textbook, and it is on page 28 for the people with the workbook. Zach, you'll know where it is. Number 1, you're going to find the mean, the mode, mean, median, and mode. Woo! Make sure you write down. I want your sum written down. And then you can just do mean. How many of you got the sum of 25? Did I do that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
And then what did you say you got for your mean, Zeb?
3.6.
3.6. Did anybody else get 3.6?
Yeah, that's what I got. I rounded to 3.6. It was
Okay.
like a really long number.
So it was divided by, we divided by 7, and it became like 3.57 something or other, 3.57. That 7 made the 5 turn up to a 6, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then when we put these in order, I'm going to have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9, correct? Then when I come and put them in order, I'm going to come like this, and then the next ones, and the next ones. It looks like I got 3. Did anybody else get 3?
That's what I got.
That's one up.
3 was beautiful because it's the only one. You don't have to do any averaging, right?
Yes.
Now, the mode. Ben, what'd you get for the mode?
I got 1.
Did
Yeah,
he-
that's what I got.
All right, and Zach did
That's
the
what I
same.
got.
All right, so we got 3 numbers. We got the number 3.6, 3, excuse me, not 30. I don't know what happened. Okay, then 30, and then 1. Notice those numbers are not very close together. The mode is not very good. We have that big old 9 in there that kind of canceled that out. It was too so big. All right, you have now learned what mean, median, and mode are. And as long as you know what they mean, I don't think it's going to be too difficult for you to figure what to do. Okay?
What? On mode.
Thanks
Yes.
forever.
How do you do it? Like if there's like 2 of the same like there's 2 2s and there's 2 4s. Like what do you do?
Okay, so I'm going to go back to this example we had up here. And let's pretend that there's an extra 2 in there. Change colors. An extra 2 in there. Are you with me?
Yes.
You would have your mode would be both 1 and 2.
Okay.
There's another question. Another person asked earlier, what happens if there was only one of the ones there? And we'd have only those numbers. Then you would have no mode. Did that answer your question?
Problem 2.
Is that how number 2 is?
You have no mode.
No mode. I'll have to look. I don't have my book in front of me.
For what?
He says that number 2 has no mode. Does everybody agree with that?
I agree with myself.
Zach, do you see what we're talking about on number 2?
Yes.
Okay, so that one will have no mode. How come? Because there's nothing's listed twice or 3 times.
Mode.
Okay, no mode. All right. Any other questions? These were great ones.